Former public protector and economic freedom fighter Member of Parliament Busisiwe Mkhwebane has resigned from her party and Parliament. In her resignation letter addressed to EFF President Julius Malema, Mkhwebane explains how she felt her rights were violated when she served as the public protector of the country. She further laments her removal as public protector because of the cases she investigated, which include the CR17 donations and the Phala Phala report. She adds that she'll be focusing on spending time with her family. Mkhwebane joined the EFF exactly a year ago on this day and served on the Justice Portfolio Committee in Parliament. All right, joining us for more on Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane's resignation is political analyst Dr Levy Ndou. Good afternoon, Doctor. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. Your reaction firstly to Advocate Mkhwebane's resignation from the EFF.
Good afternoon, Fundo. Good afternoon to the viewers at home. I think it's important to note that people would join political parties out of their free will, and they will also leave political parties out of their free will. This has been the case with Busisiwe Mkhwebane. It is not something new for someone to resign from a political party. And I think it's important to note that at the time when she was facing serious challenges, the EFF was there for her. The EFF embraced her and also gave her a huge responsibility to become a public representative. Even though there are some who would say she could have done very little for the EFF as a political party. But I think the leadership of the EFF took a bold step to say, you have a home in the EFF, we can still be able to accommodate you. Maybe you can still be able to resuscitate your life and make a difference in the politics of the EFF and those of South Africa.
That seems to have been the tone somewhat of that letter, a tone of gratitude for just the EFF embracing her after all that had happened. But somehow, some have brought back her August tweet where she said she would never leave the EFF, or more accurately, she would never betray the EFF. They've tried to almost link today's resignation with that tweet of never betraying the EFF, suggesting that in this moment she has betrayed the EFF. Is it fair, though, to try and view her resignation as some sort of a betrayal? Because we all know that she wrote that tweet in response to reports at the time that she was possibly joining the MK party along with Floyd Shivambu.
We need to look at these issues holistically. There are many political leaders who have vowed not to leave certain political parties, but they eventually left such political parties. Busisiwe Mkhwebane joins Julius Malema, who vowed not to leave the ANC, but in his case he was expelled. And there are many other politicians who have vowed not to leave their political homes, but they ended up leaving. You will always get different views or responses to this kind of resignations. Some in the EFF could feel that she has betrayed them because she just joined the party and then she was elevated to become a public representative, and they could feel that dumping them at this stage, not because they did not perform very, very well, is something that they could not accept. But at the same time, she says something quite...
Pardon me for interjecting there, Doctor, but I suppose we cannot forget the fact that this specific resignation comes hot on the heels of that court loss on the 10 million gratuity. So wouldn't some say perhaps she's exhausted at this point?
She says something quite emotional. She says that these cases and the life that she has been going through has been quite very difficult for her and has actually taken a very serious strain on her life. And that is why she feels that she needs to bow out and spend a lot of or good time with her family. But equally, one would also take it from another angle and say, maybe she felt that when she's going into the EFF might fight her battles and make sure that whatever she aspired to get, she might end up getting such. And unfortunately, the EFF had its own political program, and she might have felt that they have not done enough. But I think it's also important to note, outside politics, that when an individual says, I've had enough and I think I need time to rest, such people should be given such space, because that should be coming straight from a heart, unless something else changes.
But in that same letter, she didn't spare others. She maintains that she was unconstitutionally removed. No one has been spared with the likes of the media being attacked, mainstream media. She feels the judiciary failed her, even the executive and parliament. What did you make of just that assertion?
I think it is just an expression that seeks to suggest that she feels that she has been a victim of all the events that were happening surrounding her. She could still be saying that everything that she did was correct, and all other people who think otherwise could be wrong. And unfortunately, because you have got so many institutions in South Africa that she went to in order to get their own opinions, and unfortunately she has not been able to get any institution that supported her, and that is an unfortunate part that Busisiwe Mkhwebane has actually gone through. But my view also stands that when you have an individual who comes out openly and say, I've had enough and this environment appears to be very toxic and life is too hard for me, I need to take a rest. That is one step bold that she has taken, and I think that it has to be respected.
And then just before I let you go, Doctor, I just want to get your views on today's court developments. We had 2 ANC senior members appearing in court today. Mkhwebanes made his first appearance for corruption charges, but we also had Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula appearing, of course, today for the pre-trial hearing. Just that picture, what does it say, honestly? Because there are those who say that is a picture that says to South Africa that no one is above the law. You can have members of the governing party being put before the process, while others are saying it's a sad day and it's a shame that you find senior members of the African National Congress sitting on court benches.
Mkhwebanes is the second spokesperson or former spokesperson of the ANC who is appearing in court. There is still a court case that is running that involves Zizikodwa. We also know about the court cases against Kalni House, was also once the spokesperson of the ANC. That says a lot about the ANC as a political party, because these are the individuals who were seen as the heroes of the ANC.
Yeah, who articulate your position.
To an extent where the membership of the ANC had to give them responsibilities in the party. And my view is that the ANC still has to go into a session of thorough cleansing and have a lot of explanation to make, because when you've got a prominent member of the political party appearing in court, it says a lot about that political party, and those that are in the party always have something to explain regarding the appearance of their members.
Doctor, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. That's political analyst Dr. Levy Ndou.